Been putting this one off all day. I don't really know why. I don't know why I'm so scared to make this video. I'm just, at this point, stalling. Squeak, squeak. Yeah, I don't know if squeaks have an actual tonal profile. All right, let's do this. I don't really know why I'm so nervous to make this video. Obviously, you've read the title. We're all intrigued here. Rob, what are you gonna say? Are you actually quitting YouTube?
What?
Oh, I started this channel back in January of 2020. I really didn't know. No, we're not gonna cry just yet. More for Caleb's sake than for yours.
Be in this moment, live in this shit with me. I love you. I love you too.
Also, is this level? Why am I stalling? This is gonna be a good video. It's gonna be a great video. By the end, everyone will be happy, probably. I mean, no one's ever happy on the channel. There's always people that are like, move back to California instead of moving to Tennessee. And if you're that person, leave my channel, unsubscribe. We only do happy stuff on the channel. I'm not happier. Oh yeah, I guess that was kind of sad. Well, yeah, I guess that was kind of sad too. He's probably a pervert. He's probably a pervert. Arguably not sad, but you know. Shut up, shut up, shut up. All right. For the most part, relatively happy thoughts here on the Robuilt channel. When I first started this channel back in January of 2020, it was right before the pandemic, and I really had no idea what this channel would become or the doors it would open for me or the people that I would meet. When I started this whole thing, I had one goal and one goal only, and it was not to make a ton of money. It was to make enough money to buy a single Chipotle burrito every single month. I was in a lot of debt. I was making okay money at my 9-to-5 with my wife, and we had just had our first child, Isla Rue, who is the light of my life. And I just didn't know what I was capable of. It's not that I didn't believe in myself, but it's like, I didn't know that I could like grow so much in the span of 2 years. And I launched Glamp Camp, which was my glamping program, and then Host Camp, my Airbnb program. And I've taught hundreds and hundreds of students, and I thought, okay, I did it. Like I have a platform now. I have a platform. Why am I moving my arm so much? I have a valid platform now to teach people. And I felt like that's what I was born to do. To make achieving your dreams in like a bigger sense, but make like you're achieving your real estate dreams a little bit more achievable and just realistic for the normal person. Like that's me, okay? I want everyone watching this who's ever thought about starting a real estate business to like watch my channel and say, if that guy could do it, I could too. Cause that guy's an idiot. I've done my best to guide the Robuilt channel audience. And starting a YouTube channel has not only helped me help people realize their greatest real estate dreams, but it's also helped me achieve my dreams and knock out bucket list items. And just like all the goals I've ever had in my life, I've checked them all off. And this is a bigger struggle that we won't get into, but everything that I've wanted has happened in some capacity because of YouTube. I shot a pilot for HDTV, didn't get picked up. It's okay. I shot a mini documentary with PBS. My face is on the PBS Instagram channel. I'm on their YouTube channel. PBS, the people that made and created the very popular Sesame Street.
Reading is a lot of fun and all that sort of shit. But Bert, you need your exercise too, you know?
Another really huge monumental moment for me was becoming a guest on the Bigger Pockets Real Estate Podcast. Like that to me was an actual dream bucket list item that I just got to cross off because of the platform that YouTube gave me. Because a few years ago, I remember I was talking to a friend and he said, man, do you listen to Bigger Pockets? And I was like, no, I don't think so. What is that? He's like, dude, it's this awesome podcast. You have to check it out, man. I've learned everything that I know about real estate, the foundation, everything that I know, I can thank that show. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I had no idea what I was in for, how much knowledge and street smarts and strategy and financing tips and creative ways to get into real estate that I would get out of that podcast. I wasn't expecting it. And so I would listen to it every single week, and I would listen to Brandon Turner and David Green, like the real estate gods. I would listen to them just go back and forth, and they had such a great friendship. And they were just so good at playing off of each other. And I remember thinking like, man, these guys just have it down. And I looked up to them so much because they they were just so far outside of what I thought I could ever be. And so that's why that show was always so inspirational to me. And then Bigger Pockets reached out and said, hey, do you want to be a guest on the show? And I was just like, okay, yeah, that's a dream. And I said it just like that, that's a dream. And we did it. We set up a date. I came on and I was just like, I was ready. I had like rehearsed all these things I was gonna say. And I was like, all right, if they ask me about YouTube, I'm gonna say this. And if they ask me about Airbnb or glamping, I'm gonna say this. And you know, YouTube didn't even come up at all. It's like they didn't care. And I was like, okay, I'm already down a leg here because they're like the biggest podcast ever. So why would they care about little weird old dinky videos that I churn out? And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna bring it on the Airbnb and I'm gonna bring it on the glamping. And then Brandon was really great. He's like, oh, glamping, tell me about that. And I remember being so bummed about it because I was like, man, I didn't say anything that I wanted to say. And there was actually this, like at the very end of my episode on the Bigger Pockets podcast, Brandon Turner, he said, dude, thank you so much for coming on. I know that this podcast changed some lives today. You changed some lives with what you said. And I was just like, oh, you probably say that to everybody. And then Tony Robinson, the co-host for the Bigger Pockets Real Estate Rookie podcast, when that episode came out, he sent me a text. He was like, dude, I just heard your podcast. You absolutely crushed it. And I was like, really? And he's like, dude, yeah, you killed it. And I was like, oh man, I really thought I messed it up. And then after my show, on that day, I just got so many nice people saying how great of a job I did. And it just felt so good. I was like, okay, maybe I didn't mess it up. And I was like, all right. Like that was one dream that I got to achieve. I met my heroes and I wasn't disappointed. They always say, don't meet your heroes because you'll be disappointed. And I wasn't. And I was like, I did it. That was cool. And so that's why in October, about 4 or 5 months ago, when I got a call from the Bigger Pockets producer asking me if I was interested in possibly filling in for Brandon and stepping in as the co-host of the Bigger Pockets podcast, I was just like, what? Are you sure you got the right Robuilt? That's like kind of weird. You want me to like co-host? What about Brandon is like way cooler?
Yes, I know that.
And they were like, we like that you're relatable and that you try to make real estate approachable for everybody. And we think that you would be a good fit. So, you know, would you be interested in recording a couple of guest sessions with us? And I was like, where do I sign? Where can I do this? And so we scheduled them. And so if you listen to the Bigger Pockets podcast or follow the Bigger Pockets YouTube channel, then you've probably seen me on there. And I was keeping this all a secret and I didn't know what I was at liberty to say, what I could say, what I couldn't say. And what if I didn't get it? I don't want to look dumb. And fast forward to today, and I'm officially the new co-host of the Bigger Pockets podcast. That is so crazy to say. I'm still processing it. I get to share the mic several times a week with David Green, one of my real estate heroes. And I get to touch the lives of hundreds of thousands of people every single week, just like I have been every single week on YouTube. So now I get to speak to double the amount of people and teach and coach and do what I think I do best, which is encourage and make real estate feel like you and anyone else watching this and anyone listening to the podcast that we'll be on feel like they can do it. They can leave their 9-to-5s. They can start with a couple rental properties and scale up and eventually quit their job and retire from real estate and build generational wealth. I get to help people do that. And some part of me really feels guilty because YouTube is my baby. It's what I love most. I'll never take for granted what y'all have given me, the platform you've given me, the flexibility you've given me, the grace you've shown me on all the bad jokes that I've ever put on the channel. And I just kind of feel like I'm cheating on YouTube a little bit, like I'm leaving YouTube, like I'm saying goodbye. But I'm not saying goodbye. I'm gonna be here every single week, but the part that I'm saying goodbye to is that like YouTube isn't gonna be like my only platform anymore. Like being a co-host on the Bigger Pockets podcast platform is gonna be another platform that I'm on alongside of YouTube. And that's not a sad thing, it's like a really happy thing. And I know a lot of you are probably really happy for me. I'm really happy for me, this is great. I just feel guilty because I don't want you to feel like I'm abandoning you, because I kind of feel that way by just giving away some of my attention to something else. I say no to so much stuff in my life, to so many emails and Zoom calls and potential friends and social events, and I say no to all of that so that I can focus on two things: my family and my YouTube channel. And now I'm splitting those three things between my family, which of course will always be most important, but YouTube, and now a podcast. But I am so damn excited for what the future holds. And I wanna just quickly say that, yeah, my channel's gonna change a little bit. Maybe I'm not gonna talk about Airbnb every single week. Maybe sometimes I'm gonna talk about a burr or a flip or a syndication or a multifamily deal that I'm doing or a luxury property that I'm buying, I'm opening up what the Robuilt channel can be. Obviously, I'm an Airbnb guy and I'll always teach y'all how to do that, but I also want to teach y'all other stuff too. I want to teach you what I'm going through, what I'm struggling with, how I'm growing, and hopefully how you can grow too alongside of me. So I will be posting here every single week. You can catch me on the Bigger Pockets YouTube channel 2 to 3 times a week. And I'll also be making special Robuilt, style videos for the Bigger Pockets YouTube channel as well. So if you like my content and you like me, then you're about to just get a lot more than me. So hopefully that's a good thing. That's 4 doses of my weird haircut, or most of you think it's weird. I mean, I think it's kind of normal. You get more Rob, more than you ever have before. I'm so excited because this feels right. One thing that I've sort of mentioned on the channel is that, and I mentioned in this video as a matter of fact, that I hit all of my goals in the past year. That's a good and a bad thing to hit all of your goals because A, you've achieved everything you set out to achieve, but B, it kind of puts you in this rut because now you're like, what now? I had all these goals and I hit them. I don't have any more goals. I don't have any more dreams. Like I'm out. And while that sounds like a good problem to have, it kind of takes away your purpose a little bit because sometimes it's really hard to think bigger. And this Bigger Pockets opportunity has given me a new sense of purpose, a platform to help thousands of people change their lives. And that to me is cool. That has always been my favorite part about having a YouTube channel, my favorite part about my Airbnb mentorship program, Host Camp, that I can actually be involved in people's life and help them. And so that's it. That's my big news. I'm sorry that I led with like I'm leaving YouTube for the podcast. Anytime I just, let me just clarify. Anytime I have a clickbait title, it's like an idea that I have in my head that I want y'all to like immediately see and want to go through that journey and pick that idea apart with me. And that's why it's titled what it is, whatever it ends up being. I'm not really sure, but I have an idea of what it's gonna be because, I love you guys collectively. Like I don't love you. I don't love this person that literally just commented. Let's talk about your hairstyle. It's cool and I'm surprised no one else asks about it, LOL. Okay, I just read the first 4 words of that. I was expecting it to be a bad comment because everyone always poo-poos my hair. That was actually really nice. Thank you so much, Debot. I think that's the first time anyone's ever commented a good thing about my hairstyle. Love you, pal, or palette. I don't know, it's a picture of your dog, so I don't really know. So anyway, whoo, I'm glad I got that off my chest. I've been holding this in for so long. I couldn't tell people. I couldn't talk about it with other people. I couldn't talk about it on Instagram, on YouTube. I've alluded to it to some people and it's just, oh, it feels so good to say it. It feels so good to finally put it all out there. You guys now know officially that I'm the new co-host of the Bigger Pockets podcast. And I guess I'll catch you on the next episode of Robuilt or on the next episode of Bigger Pockets. That's that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I mean, we're still on YouTube at this moment. You can't like a podcast, but if you could, I would make you do that too. But this YouTube video, just hit the like, help me out, and go support me on the Bigger Pockets YouTube channel too. Go like those videos, comment on those videos, show the love there too. It would mean the world to me. Okay. Goodbye, my little chickens, my little chickly doo-durds. Thanks.